Hey guys, John from S&S Cycle here. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how to install our EC and US compliant mufflers for the 2021 to 2024 Pan America models. Before we walk through on how to install each version of our muffler, we're going to remove the right saddlebag and the stock muffler per the factory manual. Now that we've broken down the Pan America and removed the stock muffler, we're going to go ahead and show you how to install the EC compliant muffler first. First step in this process is getting the muffler clamp that comes in the hardware kit and sliding it on to the muffler inlet. One thing to note, the orientation of the muffler clamp, the bolt needs to be facing up. This lip right here needs to be facing towards the muffler. After that, we're going to slide it on into the stock location, replacing the stock muffler, like so. Now that we have it in its location, we're going to get the stock hardware that we pulled out from right here and use the supplied nut and washer to hold that stock bolt on. Let's go ahead and hang it by hand. Using the stock hardware that we've already removed, we're going to go ahead and insert it into the same stock location with the new muffler and the grommet that's already there. Putting the washer on and then the supplied nut, and we're just going to hand tighten it for right now so it hangs in its spot. Next step in our installation, we have located our threaded clips that are supplied in the kit, and we're going to install them. This is for our heat shield. You slide over 3 locations. They slide in and clip like so. 1, 2, and number 3 being on the muffler clamp, like so. We have left the muffler clamp loose for right now because what we're going to do after we've installed these threaded clips is we're going to mount our heat shield loosely and make sure everything's aligned, and then we will lock in the muffler clamp. Before we tighten down our muffler clamp, we're going to go ahead and make sure everything aligns for the heat shield by holding it up like so, making sure all holes are in the location for the supplied bolts. And we are good to go. Now we're going to go ahead and hold this and hand tighten it and then torque it down to 15 foot-pounds of torque. Still holding our muffler clamp, we're going to go ahead and torque down the clamp to 15 foot-pounds of torque. Now that we've torqued down our muffler bracket, we're going to install our heat shield utilizing our hardware in the kit. On the back side of the heat shield will be a mesh washer like so on all 3 outlets. You'll use a flam bushing in front of the heat shield and supplied bolt. All bolts should have a drop of blue Loctite. For our final step in our installation, we're going to go ahead and tighten down our stock bolt into the hanger bracket and then torque it down to 15 foot-pounds of torque. Make sure to always clean your muffler after installing it. But that's how you install the EC version of the Pan America slip-on. Now we're ready to install the US version of this muffler. One thing to note before moving forward on installation, we disassembled the stock muffler, but we also removed the stock muffler box. We went ahead and located our clamp in the supplied S&S packaging. We're gonna go ahead and slide this on right here just like so. We'll end up tightening that down just a snug bit, but before we do so, also in the S&S packaging, you have your fasteners. The fasteners are gonna be pushed on just like so. These are for your heat shield that we'll be installing later. But while we have it right now, we'll go ahead and do that first. And the orientation of the clamp, you want this part facing towards the front tire. So you slide it on just like that. We're gonna go ahead and snug down our clamp so we can then move it and align the heat shield later. Taking the factory muffler clamp, we're gonna slide it over the new muffler, like so, and then slide our new S&S muffler into place. To do so, you have to work around the center stand just a little bit, making sure your muffler clamp is in location, and just slide it on just like that. Using the stock hanger bolt that we've saved once we took off the stock muffler, we're gonna go ahead and put the stock muffler hanger bolt into its location right there. And in the S&S box / hardware bag is a supplied washer and nut that we will hand tight onto the back of that bolt for right now. Now we're going to align our heat shield holes, making sure they're correct. To do so, we've located our heat shield within our S&S packaging, and we will hang it over like so by hand, just making sure all the holes match up. If they do not match up, we can then move our bracket backwards and forwards because it's only snug. We have corrected the area and we look like we're good to go, so we're going to go ahead and tighten this down now. Now that we've confirmed our mounting points for our heat shield, we're going to go ahead and install it using the hardware out of our kit, including 3 bolts, 3 flanged bushings, and 3 mesh washers. To do so, you take your flanged bushing on the outside bolt and then mesh washing in the inside. Make sure to add a drop of Loctite on all 3 bolts. Now that we've mounted our heat shield, we're going to go ahead and torque our hanger bolt, our stock hanger bolt that is, to 15 foot-pounds of torque. We're going to go ahead and tighten up our muffler clamp right here at the header using a 15mm socket. We're going to tighten it up and then torque it down to 15 foot-pounds of torque. And for our final step in our installation, we're going to go ahead and make sure we clean off the muffler for all fingerprints and grease so they do not burn in. And there you have it. That's how you install the EC and US versions of the Pan America slip-on muffler for the 2021 to 2024 models. For more information about this product, check out sscycle.com and always follow us on our social media channels.